Hey, welcome back to J&L Adventures, and sorry for the delay in posting a video. I didn't get one uploaded last week, and I've been dealing with some technical issues with some new mics that I got, and apparently they're not matching the right frame rate or with what my video is. So my text and audio or my speech and video just didn't really sync up correctly. I'll figure out what's going on with the recordings and the audio and why they're not syncing up properly. I may have to switch and go back to my point POV camera or maybe another camera and microphone setup. So I'm going to be working on that between now and the next video to see what I've got to do there. But for now, we're going to go with this, and hopefully this works. So today's video, it was going to be, so today's video is I'm combining really last week's video and this week's video into one. It's really looking over two items that I wanted to upgrade and make some changes to after returning from our Midwest trip. So the first part, or the first half of this video, is looking at changing up how we're carrying our bicycles. So on our Midwest trip, we purchased a Hollywood Racks e-bike carrier that was fifth wheel rated, and we mounted that to the receiver hitch on the back of our Brinkley, and that's how we carried our bikes for 50 days. And the bikes traveled very well on that rack. We had no issues with that. But the two major issues or complaints, things that I didn't like, number one, if you were backing into your campsite and the sites sloped down, where you were having to lower the nose of your rig, that raised your bike rack pretty high off the ground. So these bikes weigh, around 60 pounds each, and so that made it very difficult to either get the bikes off the rack or loading them back on when they were that high off of the ground. So that's one thing that I did not like, and just became a little issue, along the road, along the way. So the second issue is with the receiver hitch on the Brinkley, there is a cargo area back there, and that area is not accessible when the bikes and the carrier are installed. So so really on travel days, without unloading the bikes, you're really not getting access into that cargo bay on the back of the Brinkley. So we wanted to look at ways to maybe change this up to where that cargo bay is a little more accessible. And so what we decided is taking the bikes off of the back of the trailer and putting a receiver hitch in the front of our F350, and putting the bike racks on the front of the truck and carrying the bikes that way. So by moving the bikes to the front of the truck, that would solve the issue of the bikes not being so high off the ground that it would be hard to load or unload the bikes from their rack. But the other thing that we ran into is when we were doing day trips and going, for a day ride somewhere, I'd have to take the bikes off of the rack and then load them in the bed of the truck and then strap them down and try to carry them in a way that they didn't fall over in the bed of the truck. So by having the bike rack on the front of the truck, I can just leave them on there if we're doing a day trip and the bikes are already there. We can drive wherever we need to. And again, the bikes are lower to the ground, so they're a lot easier to take on and off of the bike rack. Okay, so I've kind of got my stuff laid out here and with my tools, and so it looks like, and I'll show you here, it looks like
I'm gonna need to, so I've got sockets. It says I only need an 18 millimeter and a 3/4. I got that set up for regular socket and my impact. And this here is the draw tight hitch. Okay, so I can't really see my camera and phone, but these two bolts here, I think I've got to undo. And then over here, there's another bolt that'll feed down and bolt from the bottom here. So I'm going to end up taking these bolts apart, taking this air dam off to make it a little bit easier to get to these on both sides. And then they give you the measurements and the instructions as far as what where the center line needs to be in the hole that needs to be cut for that receiver hitch. So basically, I'll cut a hole somewhere here in the center, um, and that's where that receiver hitch will protrude through the air dam, and then put all that back up and bolt that back on. So that's what I'm looking at doing right now. And as I tear into this, we'll see if it is that simple or if there's something else. Okay, so the air dam is off, and makes it a little bit easier now to get to those bolts that I was talking about. And so now I will take the jack and get that underneath here, lift that up, kind of test fit, make sure it is going to be in the right spots, and then I'll take those bolts loose and then start feeding in the new ones.
So, one of the drawbacks to having the bikes mounted on the front of the truck is we can no longer cover the bikes up if we expect rain on travel days, or any kind of weather, bugs, whatever. So that is one drawback, that we're not going to be able to cover the bikes, just to make sure we got plenty of airflow coming into the truck and we don't overheat. Whereas on the back of the trailer, that was never a problem. We had a bike cover that covered both bikes, and we had a cargo net that we strapped down over it, and that carried very well on the back of the Brinkley, and we never had issues with that, with bad weather or anything else. So that is one drawback, having them on the front of the truck. So they are going to get rained on, and maybe if we travel in an area that's heavily insects flying around, then we're going to have that to deal with and clean up as well.
So I've got the bikes loaded, and we're going to take it for a test drive here in a little bit. But this is how it looks on the truck. Get back here so you can see. So I've got Linda's bike to the front because hers actually weighs just a little bit more than mine, and I prefer to have that to the closest to the bumper, and then mine a little further out. And then, as you can see here, we got plenty of space and clearance, so nothing is touching the hood or close to it, so that should be fine. And overall, I mean, you got a little bit of shake there, but the hitch itself is not wobbling, in the receiver. So I don't know if you can see all of that, but yeah. So that's what the receiver hitch looks like there, and with that U-bolt that kind of locks the two together to keep it from shifting, inside that receiver. So there's no play in that.
So now, with both bikes loaded on the truck, we took a short test drive, and took it about 15-20 miles down the road, and everything rode very well. The bikes rode well. We actually drove this in daylight and then in dark, and we had no issues with lights, so the bikes did not hamper dim lights or brights in visibility on the road. So I feel like the current setup is going to work well. Now, we were driving with just the truck and everything handled well. I did not notice any difference in the way the truck was handling. So we will be taking a trip here pretty soon, and we will be driving and towing the Brinkley. So that'll be another test, and we can do a follow-up video on that after we've driven with the bikes and the truck towing the trailer, and see how all of that pans out. So, but so far I think everything rode very well, and I think this is going to be a good fit for us as far as how we want to carry the bikes going forward.